I mean, it's almost like laughable. It's obviously incredibly offensive.
When companies started paying their CEOs in stock, it helped kickstart a massive nationwide transfer of wealth from workers to CEOs and shareholders. More recently, that wealth transfer has gone into overdrive thanks to one specific law.
Another huge turning point was the 2017 tax reform.
The biggest tax cut, biggest reform of all time.
Now, as Trump and the Republicans are working overtime to make these tax cuts permanent in his big, beautiful bill, it's easy to see how it'll supercharge this wealth transfer from workers to CEOs, because we already have all the evidence.
The biggest giveaway in that 2017 reform was the slashing of the corporate tax rate from 35% to 21%.
This change gave corporations a huge amount of cash to throw around.
Company leaders promised that they would use their windfalls from that tax cut and funnel it almost immediately into workers' hands through wage increases and bonuses.
Where you're going to start seeing a lot more money in your paycheck.
Well, what happened after that bill was passed? A handful of companies gave some modest bonuses, but then that was it.
Can you guess what they did instead?
It's not just a big year for earnings, it's a big year for buybacks.
Buybacks are expected to hit a record $1 trillion this year.
Of course, the irony of it being named the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is that very, very little of these savings went to the workforce.
When we did a big tax cut, and when they took the money and did buybacks, we didn't think we would have had to restrict it because we thought they would have known better.
Clearly, they don't know better. And even if we take Trump at his word here that he didn't know companies were going to do all these buybacks with their tax savings, it raises a really important question. Why is he about to run the exact same play? Trump's big, beautiful bill gives corporations another massive tax cut, but it doesn't put any limits on buybacks or tax them more aggressively, which was something that one of his own cabinet members, Marco Rubio, floated back in 2019. And do you want to guess why Rubio's buybacks tax isn't on the table this time around? Because days after he merely suggested it, Wall Street investors and their protectors in Congress threw a proper little fit. One investment advisor told CNBC it was part of a war on wealth.
Yes, there have been stock buybacks too. I just don't get this, the alarm over a perfectly normal, healthy aspect of a market economy.
Fast forward 6 years, and there is not one peep of buybacks opposition among Republicans.